Excited you're tuning in for yet another episode of the Mindset Today podcast. With this podcast, we inspire people to control their mindset and know the tips and tricks on how we can make sure that we are controlling the mind and the mind is not controlling us. Hi there, Stephanie here. Super excited to launch the second episode of the Mindset Today podcast. I'm grateful you are tuning in. And in today's episode, we are going to talk about what a mindset actually is and why we can change it. But also, I would like you to understand what beliefs and attitudes have to do with it. So let's just start with the basics. What is a mindset? Well, your mindset is actually your collections of thoughts and beliefs that has shaped throughout your habits. So your thought habits affect how you think, what you feel, and what you do. Because they are related to mindset. It also helps to understand attitudes and beliefs. So it also helps understand why you're doing a certain thing and why you believe a certain thing. So a mindset refers to whether, for example, you believe qualities such as intelligence and talent are fixed. Remember what we talked about in the first episode, fixed mindset or growth mindset. And then the people with the growth mindset believe that these abilities can be developed and strengthened by the way of working hard and just putting a lot of effort in it. So we create a mindset, we create beliefs from this. A mindset is your collection of thoughts and beliefs that shape your thought habits. That is a mindset. So everything what you believe, everything, the way you work, the way you do things, you have created this and it has become a pattern and it has become your way of doing things. And we've started creating this when we were already very small. So as a child, we have started to create the patterns and the thoughts and the beliefs that we're still having today. And people have inspired us. Maybe people have told us how to think and we really stuck to it. But what important is to understand is that we are able to change those beliefs, to change the attitudes that we have at this moment and to really break through our patterns. Because the beliefs you have about anything in your life, as I said, they are created over a period of time. And these are created because we thought consistently about something in the same way. So what I found this once, I don't know who said this, but you could think of your mind as a big cave filled with different caverns. And this is so true. Like, we create our patterns over time and we have different beliefs, we have different feelings, etc., etc. And it's hard to go out of this pattern and to really change that mindset and change the beliefs we have because we've been with this for so long already. And your beliefs are truths that have been formed by a constant trickle of thoughts through your mind. And this is why you feel what you feel, you think how you think. So, for example, your beliefs about sex, marriage, children, family, working, about just who you are. That is because you have created this over a longer period of time. And your mind has thousands of imaginary formations. There are giants, tiny, positive, negative, and everything in between. And each being built from slow, steady drips of your constant thoughts. So one thought, for example, gets developed way quicker than another. It's just depending on how consistent you feed that thought. So some beliefs have grown quite large over time and are well, actually a little bit of indestructible, and they look like they're set in stone. But others are very thin and they can just be broken easily. So that's why it's also that some habits and some patterns that you have are more difficult to really break through than others. But they are all an option. They have all an option, better to say, to change. So your mindset is based on your beliefs that you have created in your life. So therefore, it is simple to change your mindset because you need to change your beliefs. And it's simple, but it's not easy. Because it looks and it sounds simple to change your beliefs. If you change your beliefs, then you can change your mindset. But as I said before, some beliefs are almost like set in stone. They are way more difficult to change than the ones that are just on a small, tiny piece of paper. It takes effort, it takes consistency, it takes work, and it takes time. And it takes ups and downs. But if you want to change your mindset, to control your mindset, you're going to need to take the time for it. You're going to put a lot of effort in it so you are able to really take control over it. So the beliefs you hold about life, yourself, or about other people is what's responsible for who you are today. So how you think, how you react to others, how you judge people, or whatsoever, it's all because of the beliefs you have in your mind. And the beliefs, they do not only affect your behavior, but they can really affect your whole life and your whole shape of reality. That is why, for example, there are so many people that think the world is going to end and they just like lock themselves up. They don't let their kids go outside and things like that because their belief is so strong that this is true. And it's the same with the people that, for example, think that vegetables are dangerous. Their belief is so strong, so it affects everything they do. And it's the same, let's say just some more common example as, like, for example, that people think that you can only be a successful entrepreneur if you have luck, if you already have a lot of money. There are a lot of people who think this way. It's their belief. So when they are not rich or they don't have enough money, they would never even try to become an entrepreneur because their belief is already saying it's not going to work. The same is, for example, if a man has a belief that a woman is not good in being a leader, and when he enters a new job and his leader is a woman, he would see everything that's wrong with her leadership because he will just look for the facts of she being a bad leader. And it's the same the other way around. If a woman thinks a man shouldn't be a leader because they're not respecting women, she will look for every little fact that he is definitely like that. So she will think he's bad while he's not. That is why everyone is different. That is why everyone responds differently to specific things. Because a belief affects our behavior, our shape, and our entire reality. So maybe with this you can also see that why we are all so different and why we all see things differently. We all have a different perspective on things just because we've all created different beliefs. And some people will have the same beliefs as you, but most people won't. For example, if you think someone is arrogant, you will see everything that that person is doing as arrogant. Even when that person is just saying something normally or just standing in a normal way in the corner of a meeting room, you will see it all as an arrogant way of being, because you have your thought that he is arrogant. So the more clues you collect, the stronger the belief becomes, until it reaches a point where the person believes that it's a fact and it can't be changed. That is happening with our beliefs. We believe something, so the only thing we do is we're going to look for clues to really make our belief stronger so that it becomes a fact. But the thing that happens is that we're so focused on that we don't see anything else anymore. And this is exactly why our beliefs impact us a lot. And this is exactly why there are so many things going on in the world, and so many differences in people, and so many misunderstandings to people, because we just don't understand where they're going, because they have other beliefs. And there are two aspects to a belief to be aware of. So that is, of course, the belief itself, but also the implications of that belief. So for example, the belief itself is normally generalizations about someone or something. So I'm always bad at job interviews, senior managers don't listen to me, no one from the X company will fit in here, things like that. So that is the belief that you set about yourself, or you set about something in specific. The implication of a belief, however, is the effect that a belief has on what we do. So, for example, it's really on how you put the belief in action. I can believe, for example, all sorts of things, but if they don't impact me or others, well, they're not really relevant. So that is really the implication of a belief. So what do you do with that belief? And to change a belief, as I said before, it's difficult. It's not easy to change a belief, especially when your belief is so deep down and you have this belief already for such a long time, and it's like that it's written in stone, but you are able to do it. And the best change always starts within, not from the outside. Because if you're trying to change others, well, it can work, maybe they will change, but normally it just disempowers the other person. If you want to try someone else to change, you need to change yourself. So if you believe in someone, that's empowering. If you want to try to change someone, that really disempowers them. If you're not agreeing with what's happening around you, you need to change. You need to change your perspective. You need to change your belief. So for example, I want to share 4 steps to change a belief. Write this down and have a look how you can implement this in your life to take control of a belief that you really want to get rid of. So for example, I had for a very long time the belief that everyone thought I was dumb, I was stupid, that I wasn't smart enough. So I worked on that belief and I followed these steps. And of course I also had help, I had coaching, and I read a lot of books and everything to really control this belief. But these 4 steps can help you already to see how you can control this belief. So become aware of the different parts that make up a belief. So what I mean with this, every belief also has different elements that really forms the belief. So have a look, what is your belief at this moment that maybe impacts your life on a way you don't really like it to be impacted? So what are the different parts that make up that belief? Where does everything come from? And every belief has feeling, has emotions to it. So release the emotions held in those beliefs. So maybe with that belief you feel angry, you feel sad, you feel insecure or whatsoever. Release them. Embrace the belief. Accept that it is what it is, and then just release the emotions. Become aware of the different parts that make up that belief. When you have figured that out, how it impacts you, what all comes together to create this belief, it's important that you're going to shift your perspective so you can see the identity as false. So if you, for example, you have a specific perspective about something, what is another perspective you can have? Maybe you can even name 3 other perspectives you can have. Why is your perspective at this moment your perspective? Why do you see it this way? And why don't you see it the other way? What is the other way? And how would you like to see it? Focus on that, so you can really understand that how you are seeing it right now is not the only answer of how you need to see it. And the last thing I want to share is break the bonds of faith that make an idea or a thought powerful. So stop looking for all the facts, the little things that help you make your belief stronger. Stop focusing on, see, that's what I mean. That's why I know. See also the other things. See also the good, or also the other side of the people or the things. Then only the focus you have to make your belief stronger. So every time you catch yourself seeing something that makes your belief stronger again, just ask yourself, but wait, did he really or she do it that way, or do I just see it that way? And just starting to implement these things can definitely help you to change your belief and to embrace your beliefs, understand your belief, know the feeling you get from your belief, and know exactly how you can shift it. But these are just 4 steps that can help you identify it and help you already take control over it a little bit. But changing a belief, it needs time. So once you've recognized your belief and made yourself clear how you would like your belief to be, become aware of the different parts that make it up, release the emotions, shift your perspective, so shift it to the perspective you would like to have, and break the bonds that make your belief more powerful. Start with this, and then you have already more control over how you can change your belief. And with, as I said before, like your belief affects your behavior, so it also affects your attitude. And there is some confusion in this. Like many times there is that people say that they think it's the same, that mindset and attitude is quite the same. But if we have a look in a dictionary, you will definitely see it is a difference. And I always say a mindset is how you think, an attitude is how you respond to it. So an attitude is a settled way of thinking or feeling about someone or something, typically one that is reflected in a person's behavior. It shows your behavioral approach towards anything. So that is what the dictionary says about an attitude. If we look up what they say about a mindset, it says your mindset is your collection of thoughts and beliefs that shape your thought habits. And your thought habits affect how you think, what you feel, and what you do. Your mindset impacts how you make sense of the world and how you make sense of you. So your mindset is really your beliefs, your thoughts, your habits, your patterns, everything that you made up in your mind. Your thoughts become beliefs. Your beliefs become patterns. And attitude is really the way on how you do it. It shows your behavioral approach towards anything. So attitudes are established ways of responding to people and situations that we have learned based on the beliefs and values and assumptions we hold. So that is why attitudes become manifest through your behavior. A positive attitude, however, helps you cope more easily with the daily affairs of life. It brings optimism into your life, and that is why creating a good attitude is so important. It makes it much more easier to avoid worries and negative thinking if you just have the optimism in life, if you have an optimism thinking. If you adopt it as a way of life, you notice that you will be more happier and you see things brighter, you will be more successful. But you cannot change your attitude if you don't change the way you think about things. So, whenever people say you need to change your attitude, it's literally what they're saying is you need to change your beliefs. So change your mindset, change your beliefs by spending time with people you like to become, with people that inspire you. Have a vision of who you want to be. So write down, who am I at this moment? Like, very detailed. Who are you at this moment? Emotionally, physically, who are you? What are the good and what are the bad things? Who are you? And then on the other part, you're going to write down, who do you want to be? Emotionally, physically. What are the good things you want to implement? What are the things you don't want to have anymore? Have a good vision of who you want to be so that you also know which beliefs you need to change your attitude. And set goals. Write your goals down daily of who you want to become, so that you are reminded daily of why you are changing your beliefs, of why you're taking action towards this goal. What is the why? And the why is, who do you want to become, and why is it so important that you become that person? Maybe that's because you will feel more aligned with who you are. Maybe that's because you really don't like who you are right now because you're losing friends and you're losing people around you because of your attitude. Or maybe it's just because it doesn't feel well and you're not happy with yourself. It can be many things why you want to change. No one needs to know, but you need to have it clear. And learn from successful people. Learn from people who have changed. Learn from people who you would like to be. Learn from people who inspire you so that you see, okay, how are they approaching this? What are their habits? And you can try it out, what will work for you. And be aware of the things that aren't going well in your life right now, or maybe you don't exercise enough, maybe you don't have a good morning routine, maybe you just never read but you want to read, things like that. Make a change, create a healthy morning routine, create a way that you do what you would like to do. And it sounds simple, but how many times do we say, I want to lose weight and we're trying to do it, but we're not doing it? Or we're saying, I'm going 4 times a week to the gym, but you end up not doing it. It's because you don't know the why. You don't have clear enough the why. If you say, I'm going to go to the gym because then I will feel better, but actually your whole why of why you want to change is that you want to be trusted more by the people around you and you want to become more social, is going to the gym really going to help you with that? Or is maybe going to cultural events and social meetups going to help you more with that? So have a look in what you are saying you are need to do, you are going to do to change your belief. Is it really making sense? Is it helping you to become who you want to be? And especially when we're changing our beliefs, avoid negative people, because it's not easy to change your belief. It's going to take time, and some days will go terrible and you want to give up. And then if you have negative people around you, they will help you to give up. Don't surround yourself with negative people. Surround yourself with the people who inspire you and who lift you up. And take time to reflect. I talked about this in the first episode. It is so important to reflect. Super, super important. Everything you're doing, to understand your mindset, to understand your beliefs so that you can understand the attitude that you have towards things. Take time to reflect. Nothing happens overnight. And if things go bad, they go bad. Embrace it and just find your way how you can make it better again. And you do this with reflection. And this is really how I want to close off this episode for today. So I hope by now you understand that your mindset, your attitude, your behavior, everything you do in life is because of your thoughts. It is what you have taught yourself to believe and to think in a specific way, what has created habits, what has become a pattern. So take action. Start to change your belief by implementing those 4 steps. So I repeat them. Become aware of the different parts that make up a belief. Release the emotions held in those beliefs. Shift your perspective. So see different perspectives. What is your perspective right now and how would you like it to be? And break the bonds of faith that make your belief so powerful. Stop looking for the facts. Change your perspective. Change your belief. Take action. Listen again to the podcast or read over your notes and just know that you can do this. It takes time. But if there's something you're doing right now in your attitudes, in the way you are, in your behavior, whatsoever you do not like, you are the only one who can change it. No one else. You are. You got this. Don't forget to tune in again next week, same day, same place, and connect with me on social media. Love ya. Bye for now.